Peter, would you give our young boys and girls? We have a lot of crisis now in our inner cities. Our young boys have given up in life and want to take the shortcut, shooting, killing one another. But you came from Andros. All you had was faith and hope and prayer because you believe in God. You went to school. Please give them some advice, Peter.
Listen, guys and girls out there, the first thing you got to do is find a picture of where you want to see yourself in 5, 10 years. Then you got to find a way to work and get it. Crime does not pay. Violence helps nobody. In fact, one act of violence does 1,000,000 times more damage to you, your family, and your country than an act of good kindness does. So if you can find something good to do, find out what you really want to be. Find the good things in life to look at and work at, because you're important. You're more important than you could believe. But for every good deed you do, you sow a seed for somebody else to do another good deed. God blesses, keeps his own, and behind every demon known stands a God, Carlos, keeping watch upon his own.
My brother, I want to thank you for that excellent words you shared with our young boy. This indeed, Peter. I've been saying I was going to get to you. God is great. I got him, my brother, live and living color. Boys and girls, mothers, grandmothers out there praying for me every day. Keep the prayer, yeah? Because this is what it's all about, homegrown. Andrew's young boy coming telling the story. He's not ashamed. He's proud of what he's run through, and he made the best out of it because you know why? He had God on his side. And you know what? Say, with God with you, you can't lose. I'm always in closing now. If Peter and I cannot bring the world to the Bahamas, we're going to take the Bahamas to the world. We host only the best, and the beat goes on. Peter Gilchrist, Carlos Mackey. We're just better than the rest. Watch it. Indeed. Tonight's show is brought to you by KFC, so good. Pizza Hut, that's what's in it. Dunkin' Donut, Bahamas runs on Dunkin'. Burger King, where the taste is king. Bahamas L, we don't just fly here, we live here. Club One.
Wake up all the teachers, time to teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen to what you have to say. They're the ones who's coming up, and the world is in their hands. When
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition, the nation's chief promising a new housing subdivision for South Eleuthera. A new conflict erupts over the Boundaries Commission report. And we hear from our key vendors as the country's tourism numbers start to show an uptick. Those stories and more coming up when the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition, returns.
During this pandemic, it is our duty to ensure that citizens, residents, and visitors are adhering to the COVID-19 safety protocol. Cleaning and sanitizing will help stop the spread of the COVID-19 virus. Pay special attention to areas that are frequently touched in high traffic by family, friends, and clients. Make sure you're using proper cleaning materials and sanitizers. Place all cleaning materials in the correct disposal or storage area. I'm Ambassador Brittany Johnson of the COVID-19 Enforcement Unit. Save a life that may be your own.
This message brought to you by the Ministry of National Security in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. I'm Amajal Knowles. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news, the government keeping its promise to ensure Bahamians generate wealth through home ownership. The latest initiative was announced by Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, in Roxanne, Eleuthera yesterday. 50.4 acres of land has been allocated to construct a new housing subdivision similar to the Young Professionals housing development in Western New Providence, with all infrastructure included.
And I can say to Eleutherians, with all infrastructure in this new subdivision, the lots will be sold to you for less than $10,000 each. Remember, you will be able to construct your home duty-free, no taxes, etc. Just as the benefits in New Providence, you will be given the same benefits and possibly more to be announced later.
Among the amenities that will be available in the new Eleuthera housing subdivision will be a preschool.
And therefore, such property will be available for an Eleutherans who have the proper certification to establish a preschool, and they would have grants available for them to build their preschool. And in addition to that, just as is done throughout the Bahamas, as we embark on free schooling for all of our students, each student admitted into such facility, the owner of such facility will be given $2,000 per student, as the government will ensure that each and every preschool student is adequately compensated.
And Boundary Commission Chairman Hulson Moultrie issued a boundaries report to the Governor General on Friday. However, Commission members say they're at odds with its contents. The report, which primarily details boundary allocations ahead of a general election, is now a source of conflict as both sides prepare to write to the Governor General by Monday on the issue of due process. Here's Keishla Adderley.
A feud continues to brew over the Boundaries Commission report amidst anticipation of a general election announcement. On Friday, the Boundaries Commission was, according to Chairman Hulson Moultrie, due to sign off on the report and issue it to the Governor General, but that did not happen. What did happen was that Moultrie, who was also the Speaker of the House of Assembly, issued the document to the Governor General with his signature only under these conditions.
The governing members on the commission, together with Justice Frazier, decided that they did not want a dissenting opinion in the report. And my position was that I cannot sign a report that is purporting to do something that I am opposing. There is a minority section dealing with the views of the member for the Exumas and Ragged Island, and there is a section in summary form of the views of the chairman, of myself. And so it is blatantly false to assess the report as a one-man report.
That is the claim of a statement issued by the remaining three members of the commission: Marcos City MP Michael Pintard, Exuma and Ragged Island MP Chester Cooper, and Justice Deborah Fraser. Pintard told ZNS News that some key decisions hadn't had a proper hearing and that consequently recommendations were omitted.
There were matters we did not fully litigate or discuss, and so at the end, the Speaker, who was tasked with coming up with a draft report, those matters that we were not able to fully litigate, he did not, for the most part, include them even in the final report, but yet insist upon issuing a minority report, when one would think that if he was of a certain mindset, there were certain matters that he thought were so important for the deepening of democracy that at a minimum, we would have had meetings narrowly on those issues to see whether they would be included, or in his drafting of the working document that he would have at least included those as concrete recommendations.
Now, according to Pintard, there was a major view to retain current boundaries, and here's why.
There was an early signal that we would have been going early, and so that matter was not one of the matters that was litigated in depth in terms of adjustments to the boundaries. Obviously, that changed, but I think it would be helpful to speak with each of the members to get their respective views. But the bottom line is the Speaker, despite his false representation that it was the government members who were at odds with his position, all 4 members were at odds with the manner in which he conducted himself as chair.
Now, while it's being contended by commission members, with the exception of Moultrie, that the report is invalid without their signatures, Moultrie says there is no such constitutional provision.
What I did was invite them to sign, because I felt that if all parties signed, it would be a more complete report.
Both Moultrie and the other 3 members plan to issue separate letters to the Governor General by Monday. Moultrie expressing the view that due process was followed, Minister Pintard and the others that the report is invalid and does not reflect a corporate view. Meantime, Moultrie continues to contend that the report should be tabled in Parliament before it's sanctioned by the Governor General. Keishla Adderley, ZNS Network News.
The Minister of National Security, the Honorable Marvin Dame, says drivers who commit hit and runs are nothing short of cowards. His recent comments came at a cabinet meeting following a number of incidents in recent weeks. The most recent incident in 8 Mile Rock, Grand Bahama over the holiday weekend that left a male victim dead. Dames adds that such actions have consequences.
It's cowardly. And, you know, for someone to run over another person, right, and to leave the scene, it's cowardly. And one of the reasons why we, as a government, would have made amendments to the act to ensure that those persons who kill and injure people in the course of dangerous and reckless driving, that the penalties are much more severe, because we, you know, a life is important, and some of us have yet to come to realize that.
Under the theme Our Culture, Our Foundation, the Urban Renewal Commission held its Independence Cultural Icons Award ceremony last night at Salem Union Baptist Church on Taylor Street. Veteran junkaneur Percy Wola Francis, veteran musician Isaiah Taylor, celebrity artist Jamal Roll, and famed conch salad vendor Valdino Higgs, along with community heroes, were honored at the prestigious event. Minister of Social Services and Urban Development, the Honorable Frankie Campbell, says he's inspired by their contribution to national development.
Ceremony lived up to its billing, and I'm proud as the humble Minister of Social Services and Urban Renewal to have spearheaded this. But this could have very well been a national event.
He also believed today's youth are qualified to receive such an outstanding honor in the very near future.
If they take a positive route, they will not just be forgotten. It's even more inspirational. So this is about recognizing persons who have contributed in order to inspire others who've got some talent to go ahead and contribute.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, junkanoo, and festivals, and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Well, the airports are packed and downtown streets slowly becoming a buzz. These growing signs of activity due in part to the birth of home porting cruises. Tonight, our Anthony Smith explores how this has impacted business as a local hub just a few steps west of the Nassau Cruise Port.
For vendors at Arawak Key, the return of cruise passengers isn't quite the golden goose they thought it would be.
It's a huge surprise for me because I was really excited for the cruise to come in.
Lillian Larimore Smith is just one of the vendors hoping the cruise industry's return would have resulted in a business revival. She says while Arawak Key does get its fair share of curious callers and unexpected onlookers, their presence just hasn't translated into the pocketbooks.
If you have a cruise, you have a 5-day cruise, a 7-day cruise, you're not going to spend your money in the first place. So you have a bunch of people, groups of 16 and 25, they're coming into Arawak Key, but they're not even eating. They're not eating and they're not spending. They're browsing. They may share one order of fritters or one Sky Juice, but that's about it.
But if you'd ask Ricardo Williams of Drifters, he'd tell you the impact of home porting has in some way trickled down. It's not in the traditional way like vendors once hoped, but he says it's a step in the right direction.
We are happy that the cruise ships are back, or some of the cruise ships are back, because we feel as though it's benefiting some of the other areas, if not us. But with it affecting the other areas or supporting other Bahamians and persons that live here, what it does is it allows them to come to us. So we appreciate local support, which is what I think is our base right now.
For the fish fry stall owners, business has yet to return to what it once was. For those without the capacity for outdoor dining, it's been especially hard. But according to Smith and Williams, the vendors will continue to move forward and do what they've always done: adapt.
And they have to understand that there's a new norm, and they have to get used to what the new norm is. And so all of us have to create for ourselves something that can hold the people where we can make some money.
We're going to stay in the fight. We're going to continue to ask for support. We're going to be thankful for support because, again, we are what I believe one of the few places that really reflect what it is to be truly Bahamian.
Anthony Smith, ZNS Network News.
And good news for you family islanders out there as Cable Bahamas announcing that it's decommissioning its old analog TV services across non-digital islands and replacing it with a satellite subscription service that provides customers with more channels, new premium content, and an interactive channel guide, all with high-definition quality. We here at ZNS News spoke with Live CEO John Gomez on the move.
For us, when we look at Rev and Alive, two of the brand pillars is innovation and technology. And so when you look at the family islands, for us, those customers are extremely important to us. And so in terms of being able to use this innovation and technology, what it enables us now to be able to do is to provide an enhanced service to those customers in the family islands. Right now, we currently provide 30 channels to what we call an analog service to the family islands. And we're going to be changing that now based upon the service which we call the Rev Home Sat service, which enables customers now to get 55 channels instead of the 30 channels.
As the improvements that were needed to make this upgrade happen.
It takes some time because when you look at the family islands in every one of these particular locations, we have what we call a head end. And the head end, you have several of these massive dishes and lots of receivers that are in there that enables us to provide the analog service. And so now the technology is now available where we can actually provide a level of service and a quality of service to those customers using a different technology that makes it more practical and available to our customers in those locations.
Well, get ready to cough up a few cents more for one of your favorite bread basket items. This, as a staple brand in Bahamian grocery stores, finds itself jacking up their prices. That's Purity Bakery announcing a price increase in the cost of their iconic bread, rolls, and sweets. The company making the tough decision in an effort to offset the increased cost of doing business brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic. This move after food supply chains across North America have struggled to keep current costs at bay. According to a statement from the company, the quote, modest increase in prices takes effect on Monday, August 2nd. From the Daily Crime Report, police confirming that a male jogger was on Jasmine Drive in Winton Meadows shortly after 8 o'clock this morning when he collapsed. Medical assistance was rendered and he was later pronounced dead. Police are awaiting an autopsy to confirm his cause of death. Operation Road Safety, dubbed a success, Abaco Police conducting the operation Thursday morning that was led by Police Commissioner Paul Roll and a contingent of senior and junior officers who awarded responsible motorists. The officers executed proactive measures to ensure road safety while encouraging all drivers to continue to adhere to all traffic regulations. As a result, the team executed 10 road checks where 50 certificates were awarded to safe drivers. Moreover, 8 traffic offenses were reported. The police advised Abaco motorists to continue to practice safe driving on the streets. And the quaint settlement of Roxanne Eleuthera boasts rich history and youthful vigor. Much of that was displayed during the official opening of the Roxanne dock on Friday. More details in this report from Altavi's Munnings.
It took quite some time for the $2+ million dock in Roxanne to finally be completed, much to the delight of its residents, as now frequent maritime business will be generated in South Eleuthera. Just ask South Eleuthera native and historian, 83-year-old Breon Leary.
I was a little boy. I was born in 1930, you can calculate that. Watching them dredge the channel here for the boats to come in. In the 40s, mid-40s, upper 40s, they used to have boats coming here and take tomatoes out of here, right? Packing houses over there and loading right up here, just like that one coming in there now. But after the years of the hurricanes, they got violent and so forth, and these things, I guess, happen. Nature.
The sounds of South Eleuthera's Royal Bahamas Police Force Cadet Corps rang through Roxanne Friday morning. After weeks of practice, these youngsters displayed the military skills learned. First up were the young ladies of the Eleuthera Youth Corps.
South Eleuthera, you know. Ready? All right. Okay. Yes, I tell you. Okay. Yes. All right.
South Eleuthera's young male cadets also wowed the crowd.
Okay, thanks.
Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, was very impressed with the cadets' performance. He was pinned with the group's logo and spoke with a few of the youngsters about how proud he was of their work. Altavi's Munnings, ZNS Network News.
As we head to the break, we'd like to thank all of our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. Just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
Some of the executives, along with myself, had to be almost, I would say, put our properties on the line to get a loan from the bank in order to make sure that the teams went off.
Legend. A story that has been passed on for generations. In our history, there are numerous untold stories. This is our legend.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Well, Bahamian basketball superstar Buddy Hield is not holding back. Buddy recently appearing on the Posted Up podcast with Yahoo Sports basketball reporter Chris Haynes. Hield was asked about the fluctuation of his playing time over the past few years in Sacramento. Well, here's how Buddy Buckets responded.
Everybody gonna say they're gonna be a team player regardless, because it's like, you know, because of the situation. But yes, I'm a team player. But as me, I'm a scorer. I love to score. I feel like I'm a starter. Everybody feel like I'm a starter. This is just human nature. This is the basketball confidence you got. Like you believe that you still can do it. And yes, I believe I am a starter. I know I'm a starter. But it's just certain situations that you have to just pull back, and certain things certain people just give you a long reach of rope and stuff like that. But yeah, it's like I have to be more consistent in my role and figure it out. And it's not nobody's fault, none of that.
And while she did not carry home the Most Valuable Player award with Bahamian Jonquil Jones, Shirley played like an MVP in the WNBA All-Star game on Wednesday night. She had the only double-double of the game. Her team, the WNBA All-Stars, took down Team USA 93-85 with the Michelob Ultra Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Jones, who was ranked top 10 in the league and made three-pointers per game at 2.1, finished second in the Mountain Dew three-point contest. Chicago Sky's Allie Quigley won the contest, her third time emerging as the league's best shooter. James' teammate for the night, Enrique Onwale, won the MVP award, finishing with 26 points. Playing a team-high 30 minutes, Jones was able to notch 18 points and 14 rebounds. Connecticut Sun player also had 4 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. She connected on 7 of 14 from the field. The forward was a force from deep, as she went 4 for 7 from that range. And Team Bahamas with an impressive showing at last weekend's NACAC Under-18, Under-23 Track and Field Championships over in Costa Rica, finishing third in the overall medal tally. 35-member team returning home with 42 medals, 17 gold, 18 silver, and 7 bronze. Assistant coach Van Dyke Pratt speaks on the performances.
This is a credit to all of the coaches. They are personal coaches throughout the Bahamas, not just here in New Providence, but they are athletes that represented Grand Bahama. They are athletes that are coached by dedicated persons who know what they are doing, and so we are very, very grateful to all of the coaches and their participation.
From a management perspective, team manager Nikita Thompson says she's proud of the team's success, even though they endured a few challenges.
They were a very manageable group. They came, they did what they had to do. They focused for the 3 days of competition. We had no problems. Of course, you know, there were adjustments in terms of the food and adjustments from times because we arrived late through air travel, and competition started very early the next morning. They were able to make their adjustments, and I was truly impressed by their behavior. They were there to support their team members, whether they were competing in those sessions or not. They were present.
And that was a look at sports. A quick check on weather when we return.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Do you know that adherence is more than taking medications? It calls to you to stick to the medical regimen as prescribed by your healthcare provider. Please keep your lab appointments, as these determine the effects medications are having on your body. Follow-up doctor's appointments are necessary, as this is the time when the doctor performs a physical examination and discusses any test results and any concerns or issues you may have with your course of treatment. Sticking to prescribed diet and exercise regimens can improve medication effectiveness and contributes to overall health and well-being. Make a commitment today to be adherent to your medication regimen and practice healthy living.
This message has been brought to you by the Bahamas AIDS Foundation with funding provided by PEPFAR, USAID Local Capacity Initiative Small Grant.
Time now for a check on tonight's weather forecast. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us over Zoom. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Amajal. Outside of our studios, we are under partly sunny skies, a temperature at 88 degrees, and with a relative humidity of 58%, that 88 feels more like 94 degrees. Winds southeast at 13 miles per hour, the barometric pressure 1,020.7 millibars, that's 30.12 inches, and the pressure is falling. Temperatures around the islands this evening, we're picking up 86 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, also Greentoe Key at 86 degrees. Marshall, Barbacoa is 86 degrees as well. And if we try to take you a little further south in the Berry Islands, they have a temperature of 84 degrees. Allenstown, Bimini, also at 84. In Wallace Harbor Island, 88 degrees. And that extends right into Rock Sandy, Eleuthera, Otterstown, Cat Island, Black Point, Exuma, Camp Space, South Andros, and Freshwick in Central Island, all at 88 degrees. And in Out of town, once again, we're reporting 88 degrees here, and we're slowly taking you into Rum Key, where the temperature is also 88. Georgetown, Exuma, 88, and the St. Francis 88 are all over the 700 islands of the Bahamas this evening. And now for your boating forecast. In the northwest Bahamas, and this is going to take you right through Sunday. The winds are going to be out of the southeast at 12 to 18 knots. Wave heights 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. Low tide takes place at 8:42 tonight. You can expect another low tide at 8:57 tomorrow morning. In the central and southeastern islands, the winds are going to be east to southeast, a little stronger at 15 to 20 knots. Wave heights 4 to 7 feet with caution flags in place through the balance of the weekend for the central and southeast Bahamas. And taking a look at our satellite picture, high pressure remains in control of our weather, and that will continue to produce moderate to fresh breezes over the next couple of days with 1 or 2 passing showers here and there. The forecast for tonight calls for patchy clouds with a passing shower or 2 developing late tonight. Low temperature getting down to 78 degrees. And tomorrow, which is Sunday, you can expect mostly sunny conditions, a bit on the breezy side with 1 or 2 spotty showers, 88 degrees for the high temperature. And your extended forecast for the 7-day cycle, lots of sunshine tomorrow, but clouds and showers will come right back on Monday and Tuesday before clearing up again midweek on Wednesday. And we'll see an abundance of sunshine as we head into the next weekend. Temperature-wise, near the 90-degree mark during the daytime, and those heat index, once again, going to be into the upper 90s to lower triple-digit nighttime temperatures in the upper 70s to low 80s.
Thanks, Basil, and that will do it here for us at the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. We thank you for continuing to make ZNS your #1 news and information network. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better. On behalf of the entire team, thanks for watching, and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
We have a lot of sperm donors and not enough fathers.
One, a lack of having fathers in the home to actually teach a lot of the young men how to actually be men, how to take care of their responsibilities.
Because they didn't have that male figure in their lives to show them what it means to be loved or to show them love, period. They, in turn, have not been able to reciprocate or show love to their children or to the loved ones in their lives. And the evidence of that is seen in the high rate of crime that we have in this town.
The second part of that would be Bahamian women. A lot of the Bahamian women pass on the anger and the hate that they have to their sons from the men that might have hurt them or wronged them in their lives, failing to realize the very same things that they complain about are the same things that they pass into their sons who just continue the same truth.
We have some people in this country, in particular young black males, whose egos have swollen to the point of destruction. They identify so totally and completely with an image that has been created of them. This boy don't play. Him, he don't play. So he and don't and play are him. They are one. So anything that challenges he don't play.